Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here, Daily Market Recap Travel Edition. Today from Samoy to Pangan, hit a like, subscribe, and let's see what SPY and friends are planning for the rest of 2023. When the SPY is green and the Magnificent Seven are red, it means bulls are here. Bulls are shifting the money to the smaller names on the SPY 500, which means bears are going to lose and lose big. SPY another day, 0.4% to the upside, 462 now is the resistance. As you can see, massive broadening formation. If bulls of SPY will manage to break up above this area, we will see 467 and 470 before the end of 2023. QQQ, very bullish day, 0.85% to the upside, finally breaking above and managing to close 2 days in a row above the 391 area. Now, as you can see, we have a massive broadening formation also on the QQQ towards the 405 area. We can also take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. Next is the 397 and then 401 and to the 405. Can we get 405 on the Qs before the end of this year? If bulls will continue this momentum, we can clearly see 413 also in the cards. Dow Jones, very bullish, breaking above, finally breaking above the 363 and this red line. Now, in the chart, we had this area. It's a very tough resistance. We have this area as support. After a few days, moving sideways, Dow Jones breaking up above. And now where Dow is heading, 370, 368, 374, and then 380 and 385 zone. Let's see if bulls of Dow also can bring another 5 to 8% before the end of 2023. Overall, the sentiment is a very bullish sentiment. So if you are bearish, this is not the time to go bearish. IWM sliding up, slowly, grinding up on this red line. Now the 187, IWM needs to break up above and then 193 and then 200 by the end of 2023. Crude oil is a perfect example of why we need to follow price and use trend lines and Fibonacci levels to show us the future price action. As you can see, if you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos in the past few weeks or so, you know these two red zones. And as long as crude oil is inside between these two red zones, the way is south. But trend lines, this zone holding as support for the lower lows, and each and every time price of crude oil touches this, bounces towards where? Let's see continuation towards this red zone. If crude oil will manage to break above this zone, we will see 80 to the upside. Gold, nothing much on gold. If you're a pattern seeker, pattern trader, you can clearly see some kind of a left shoulder head, but we don't rely on patterns because patterns are not reliable. Short continuation below the 1974 towards the 1934 and then back to the 1812 SOXX, 3.4% to the upside, finally breaking above the 524 area, very tough resistance area, breaking up above. Now this area from resistance needs to hold the support, another gap to the upside and an SOXX, but for now, SOXX looking very strong. We can take Fibonacci. Fibonacci will let us know that the next resistance will be the 553 and then 590. Let me know in the comments below. Can we get 590 on SOXX before 2024? Let me know in the comments below. Any comment, any feedback, any questions that you want me to make for next videos, any feedback will be appreciated. Apple with nothing much, as you can see, very tight price action. We have a gap, broadening formation, gap to the downside, gap to the upside. We also have this gap, slight gap over here. And we know that more than 85, 90% of all gaps will get filled. And as we said, SPY is going up. Magnificent 70 are going down, which means SPY is very strong. Rules of the SPY is spreading the money for the smaller names on the SPY, which means bears are in trouble. Microsoft holding at 365. We need long continuation above the 377, and then we will see this upper border of this massive broadening formation on Microsoft. And you know, Fibonacci traders, we follow price. We use Fibonacci and trend lines, and the only true formation for price action is broadening formation. We have Tesla with 1.7% to the downside. As you can see, this red zone, very tough resistance for the lower highs since July of 2023. And every time Tesla is trying, is getting failed. If bulls of Tesla will give up, and eventually they will give up, first we will see this gap getting filled. Then we are heading towards the 215, 206, and then 195. If bulls of Tesla will wake up and will manage to close the week above this area, we will see 253 and then 272 and 300. Always follow price, use levels to let you know where price might be heading next. Shopify with a broadening formation over here. All across the board, you can find broadening formations because they are the true and the only formation for price action. All the rest of the patterns are just unreliable. Shopify. Now let's see continuation towards this red line to the upside. But on the way, we have 74 area, which will be a very tough resistance. AMD 4.3% to the upside, back above this red line. This red line, look left. Support, support, support. Look down, up, resistance. Now breaking up above 135 is the resistance. Above it, orange trend line together with the 150. Google 1.3% to the downside. 131 is holding. Failing to hold. This gap will get filled. We also have a gap over here, overhead. Maybe we'll get filled tomorrow. But if you're looking to go long on Google, in my opinion, we need at least a weekly close above the 135.30 and then 140. Nvidia 1.85 to the downside. Trend lines. We don't need anything else on the chart except price and trend lines. And then we will know with high probability where price might be heading next. And for now, looks like Nvidia is heading slowly to retest this trend line from resistance, to support. If you want to go long on Nvidia, we need to wait for at least 2, 3, maybe 4 days above this green channel. And then we can take Fibonacci that will let us know where price of Nvidia might be heading next. And as you can see, 450, very important area of support. 480, resistance. Amazon, of course, everything you see in here on my channel is for educational purposes only. Always do your due diligence. You know the drill. It's your money. You need and you must take care of your own money. Amazon 143 holding a support. 148 is the resistance. Basically, Amazon is moving sideways since end of November, middle of November. Almost 1 month. Sideways move. Long continuation. Breaking up and above. Meta 2.2% to the downside, but we have trend lines. We have this zone that holds a support. We have this zone that holds as resistance. But on the good side, as long as Meta is inside this purple channel, the way is up. Last but not least, Netflix Open the day very strong above the 463. We have a gap, slight gap over here. With a doji, this gap needs to get filled. 448 needs to hold. Breaking below the 448, we will see 427 and 396. If bulls of Netflix will come back, we will see retesting the 485, 490 together with this red line. So I hope you found it helpful, educational. If you did, like, subscribe. Don't forget, each and every day, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we're going live. Until then, stay safe.